Mr. Haverly. My name is Michelle Salazar. I am in your Bio 106 Environmental Biology class online course. A few things about myself. I'm trying to get this a little bit quick because I have a 10-minute timer and I've done this video 5 times. I work as a ramp associate, promoting up to a learning trainer at Amazon Air Operations here in the Chicago Rockford Airport. I'm a workaholic. I work almost 12 hours for 4 to 5 days straight. I've been attending RVC for my 3rd semester now, so I'm pretty excited to be taking your course as it has, a really great impact, and I like that it opens up people's, minds and worldviews on the environment. So to get started, how sustainable is my life? Well, sorry. An important thing you should know about me is I know American Sign Language. I took it for 4 years at Rockford East High School, and I'm proud of it. It serves as a 3rd language, and I use it at work actually with some of my deaf coworkers and managers and supervisors. So sustainability-wise, how my life is sustainable, I'd say it is a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. I am both physically and mentally aware of the impact that we have here on Earth, in our environment. We take care of our environment, it's going to take care of us back. Hence, stewardship worldview. Us, taking care of nature. You know how they say, if you do something wrong, it's gonna bite you in, the ass, I like to think of nature like that. We take care of it, it's going to take care back of us. So for the environmental worldview, there are 4 environmental worldviews. So there is environmental wisdom, species-centered, which is also known as anthropocentrism, biosphere-centered, which is biocentrism, and ecosystem-centered, which is ecocentrism. Not to get confused with egocentrism. So ecocentrism is my second belief, in terms of recognizing Earth's interactive living and non-living things. We need to be aware of plants, animals, microorganisms, fungi. Those are the, living things, whereas the non-living things, we have water, air, humidity, minerals, rocks, which are also very important. We need air in order to create, wind power that we have with those really big wind turbines that we have in the fields. Water, obviously, to hydrate, drink. It's basically the food source for almost everything, animals, plants, and us. We need it to survive. And then rocks kind of help us create, our land. Not to get it also with soil, but still. Same thing with humidity. I hear people complain about humidity a lot, but I'm actually very thankful for humidity in terms of it creates a type of layer for us between the sun and us, whereas if it's too hot, it's to make sure our bodies don't dehydrate and we have at least some moisture to keep us, hydrated. And same thing, if it's too cold, it creates that, that protection layer. And my number 1 belief is actually biocentrism. So an ethical point of view that extends inherent value to all living things. So it's the belief that the rights and needs of humans are not more important than those of other living things. We as humans, we like to think of ourselves as like being superior, but in reality, we're really not. We're not the only one that plays a part here in the universe, or environment, Earth, more importantly, that we're talking about. We can do a lot of harm, but we can also do a lot of good things. Plants actually play a huge part. Nature plays a huge part for us. Without nature, we would not be here. If Earth was not composed of nature, we wouldn't live very long. So that's why I find it very, how would I say? I find it very ridiculous that we're cutting down trees and making land for apartment buildings and a ton of buildings that are not necessary, for us a lot, We need the trees for oxygen, we need trees for shade from the sun. Those play very important, huge parts for us as humans. And a lot of people would just like to push it aside and not think of it as much. But to me, it impacts me a lot. I hate that people are just constantly just cutting down trees because it doesn't look good in their home or in their lawn. It's like, think about the bigger picture. What does it bring to you? It also brings it home, to the animals, such as birds, squirrels, or other animals that I can't think of right now. But yes. So egocentric and egocentricism. So for egocentrism, mind, is that you're just focused on your one self. say, you walk out of the house and you have a mustard stain on your shirt, very slight, but you're like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna think I'm dirty because they're gonna notice my mustard stain. It's so gross. Whereas if you're not the main character, everyone has their own lives going on as well. They're not just gonna focus on you. And the thing with egocentrism is that we think everyone, is going to see something bad in us. We care about what people think, and that plays a big part in society today. Whereas ecocentrism, ecocentric or ecocentrism, sorry, I tend to stutter. We find inherent value in all of nature. So, nature, the focus in nature is just, bigger than human interests. Our needs and wants for humans they're not better. They're not, above everything. Nature is more above everything. Nature can overtake, buildings, life as we know it, if we don't properly take care of it. That's why we look at abandoned buildings and they're covered by nature, and it's very fascinating to think about. Moving on for terms are deep ecology, which considers humans no more important or superior than other species, that advocates a corresponding radical readjustment of the relationships between human and nature. This also ties into this also ties into the same thing, that humans are not superior, going off that I lost my train of thoughts. Biocentrism, all living things matter, not just human needs. Everything matters. So the understanding of deep ecology is just having the understanding of ecology, having knowledge over it, instead of just being, ignorant bliss, you could say, not worrying about it because you're not aware of the problem. Whereas if you're aware of the problem, you will worry about it. Tying in with Earth wisdom, stewardship worldview, and planetary management worldview. For stewardship worldview, I like to think of it as, we are the mother for nature as well. What we do and our resources, things that we do, such as one-time grocery bags, make harm to the environment. That's why I like to use those multi-use tote bags when using groceries. We assume that we have, ethical responsibilities as humans to be caring and responsible managers of the earth. Taking care of earth, it'll take care of us back, vice versa. So for Earth wisdom, it's a reminder to appreciate nature and all that it brings for us, as living organisms. Again, we need nature. Nature is very huge for us. It gives us, an environment to thrive in. And sometimes as humans, we don't think about it and we just cut it down or just not take care of it. So for the planetary management worldview, it's that beliefs that humans are set apart from nature and can manage nature while adequately meeting our increasing needs and wants. So growing up, I just know that, recycling is a huge thing for us. Watering our plants, taking care of our environment takes care of us back. So if we have just water bottles like this that we don't finish, if they're not mine, what I like to do is I like to water my plants, even plants outside. If we have food that, I will no longer eat, sometimes I'll even give it to my pet dog. Well, not my pet dog, but one of my friend's dogs, my neighbor's dogs. It's perfectly fine, okay, by them. Basically, taking care of the small things that we don't even consider. Our plants. Growing up, my mom just always loved plants, so I always had an understanding of nature and plants and the impact they have for us. Seeing the plants happy make me happy, so I don't know, ever since growing up, it's always made a huge impact. So I'm both physically and mentally aware of the impact that we have here in the environment. It's very, eye-opening if you really put your mind into researching what it does for us and what we do for it. So I hope that this has come across as a good conversation. Sorry if I rushed it and said it a lot. It's just that I wanted to cover everything in 10 minutes and not run out of time. Again, thank you for listening to my About Me homework and over all these concepts. See ya.